What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade, basketball analysis coming to y'all with a quick video tonight. We're going to cover something that's been interesting and floating around in my brain and something that I've been hearing a lot through the last couple weeks since the Milwaukee Bucks got eliminated in the second round to the Miami Heat. And it's an interesting topic just because they're trying to figure out, do we want to re-sign Giannis? And I know everybody wants that to happen because he's one of the best players in the league, defensive player of the year, back-to-back MVP, and has led the Bucks to the number one record in the NBA for back-to-back seasons. But like I said a couple of videos ago, it's still an interesting thing for them to do just because they have to figure it out. Because Giannis, if he doesn't sign the Supermax, he can leave and go to a different team. Plus, do you really want to trade Giannis when your best chances of winning a championship is having him retained on Milwaukee for at least one more year? We done seen it with LeBron and KD. You don't really want to trade a player of that caliber because they give you the best chance of winning the title, and you rather win the championship even if it's for one season and you got to rebuild. Something like we just seen with Kawhi Leonard in Toronto. They knew that Toronto might not be able to keep him. They knew he might be interested in going somewhere else. They make the trade. They won a championship, and he left them with nothing. But they still do have a championship. They won it only in their franchise. And the Milwaukee Bucks haven't had a championship since way back. They haven't even made it as far until they just got there to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and they haven't even been close since then. And that's what Giannis has been able to do as the number one option on his team. And on top of that, you look at it, they wasn't that far away from being a championship team. They came up short, and you think running back with a different type of team, keep the main nucleus intact besides Brogdon, and maybe we'll be able to do something even better. And they came up short, losing in the second round. So one of the most popular things I've been seeing and I've been hearing is Chris Paul the answer? And the only reason why I say that, he's a guy that has a lot of value. He's coming off an All NBA second team, I believe, season, an All Star season, played well in the playoffs, especially individually, and gave them a game 7 against the Rockets, who a lot of people feared. A lot of people said the team you don't want to play is the Rockets, and they took them to 7 games with no other All Star. And a lot of people have been saying Bledsoe can't get him over the top. And the reason why they say that, he's a great defender, an all NBA defensive team defender, but he shrinks in the playoffs. And offensively, he can be hot, he can be cold, but he's more cold shooting wise. And when he's not attacking, he's a non-factor offensively, basically, outside of getting out in transition. So it makes sense that a lot of people say Chris Paul will be the guy to put on his team because he can create a shot. He can play in the pick and roll. He can hit threes. He can shoot threes off the bounce, off the dribble. And he's a great, excellent decision maker and passer. But that is closing your window a little closer because you would trade Eric Bledsoe to upgrade a little bit earlier with Chris Paul to make a title run with Giannis, which makes sense. Like I said, you rather win a championship to never win one, and you don't really know what Giannis is going to do. He said they on the same page, but I heard that before too. And if they're not, he's going to be a free agent and leave for nothing. So that's the situation that Horse is in. That's the situation that the organization is in. Do we want to focus on building around Giannis? Do we feel like he's going to be able to sign his extension? If he isn't, how are we going to go through the season? How are we going to approach it? And are we just going to try to put our best team together again and try it and see if we win, we win. If we don't, then we just got to rebuild with Middleton, or you can call it retool until you can find another piece to go with him and try to do something special in the NBA. So to me, I say the Chris Paul trade makes sense. I don't really know if Sam Presti will want the players that the Bucks would give to him unless they throw in a little sweetener to make it entertaining. Just because I think that Chris Paul can give you another 2 really good years, not probably championship finals MVP numbers, but he still knows his game. He still knows what he can do. He's a guy that's a student of the game, always studying the game, always know how to make himself better, always understands how the game is played. So stuff like that don't age. The IQ of the game, the understanding of the game, and knowing how to approach the game isn't going to change for Chris Paul. And another risk that you take with getting Chris Paul is the injuries. We done seen Tim miss and get injured multiple times in the playoffs and throughout the regular season. The Bucks have shown that they can win multiple games without him. I think Giannis and Middleton will be enough to, if Chris Paul misses a couple weeks or a month or two, I think they'll be able to hold down the fort, especially in the Eastern Conference, even though it is getting stronger. But they have to think quick. You know, if Giannis doesn't sign that super max, you're in a situation where you lose everything. And that's an unfortunate part. Like I tell people that I know, sometimes you're in a situation that's lose-lose. We want to keep Giannis, but we might not be able to do it. It's up to his ultimate decision, and you have to live with that regardless. And if you do keep him, how can you improve this roster to win a title? You done did everything else you can do in the NBA besides win a championship. That's where the Bucks are at right now. They done did everything besides get to the finals and win the title. That's what they're trying to do, and that's the toughest thing to do. To go from a team that's borderline there to finally getting over the hump and finally winning that championship and trying to go back for multiple is even tougher. But I think Chris Paul will give them something that they need, something that they're missing. The problem is finding something that Sam Presti will want to give him to the Bucks. Because Sam Presti could have traded Chris Paul this season. A lot of people thought Chris Paul wasn't going to make it to the end of the season on his team. A lot of people didn't even think he was going to make it past free agency just because he was hot. People wanted him. People wanted to see what they can get. He had a bunch of picks already because of the Paul George trade, and then he traded Russell, got more picks. So it do make you feel like, what can they really do offer wise to get them to give up Chris Paul when he can possibly go be a missing piece to another team. Now, if I'm Chris Paul, will I want to go to the Bucks? Yeah, because you feel like you have a great chance to win a title with this team. If you do come there and play your game and everybody's on the same page throughout the year. Not going to be the easiest transition. Giannis is going to have to change some things about his game. Middleton is going to have to change some things about his game. But that's a sacrifice that you make to try to win the ultimate goal. And everybody has to be sacrificing. Everybody has to be all in. And it just will be, to me, about what pieces do you have to make that deal become complete. So I think that it'll be smart. I think that he would be a great fit. I think that he can get them to, that championship round. If, the NBA, we got to see how free agency, the draft, trade deadline goes. People going to make moves. Things going to change. And you obviously be making this move early so that way you can have a training camp with Chris Paul. But when I look at what they can offer, I don't know if I'm Sam Presti, if I'm interested in what the Bucks can offer me. Some people say just give up Middleton and get Chris Paul. I wouldn't do that. You got Middleton on a situation where he's a perfect fit with Giannis. You also, not only that, you look at it, he just signed 4 more years. You got more long-term commitment from Middleton since he is going into this fourth year, which will be this up-and-coming season after the bubble is over. And then you still will have him locked down where Chris Paul, you play these next 2 years, you will have the cap that he'll lose. You will get the cap because he'll be aspiring, but then you will have to find a way to replace Chris Paul, and that's one thing they've been struggling with. They didn't want to pay Brogdon. They paid Bless, so he was cheaper, but they ended up falling even further behind. They took 2 steps forward, took 2 steps back. It's unfortunate, but it's part of the game. You're still trying to learn. You're still trying to see what happens. The NBA playoffs can be a crapshoot. It's about matchups. Injuries can happen. Matchups can kill you, and we've seen that with Miami. And at the same time, you really don't know what your team is really made of until they get tested. And that's what the playoffs bring to you're going against great team after great team after great team. Then you got to go against one of the best teams in the finals, and you have to be equipped and be able to do it. We even seen the Clippers, which is a hot topic right now, fall before they even got to the conference finals. So it shows you how hard it is to get to that level and be able to reach the ultimate goal. But other than that, let me know what you guys think. Should they trade for Chris Paul? Will he be the missing piece? Should they pass on Chris Paul? Is there somebody out there that's better? Should they just wait and not try to, rush it? Or do you think that they should give up on Giannis? Let him sign that extension and, move him and get some pieces? Or do you think they should go with the quiet LeBron and Kevin Durant? Take this last year, try to win it all, offer him the Supermax if you decline it. Try your best to put the team around him that's equipped and well fit to try to win it all. It's tough because you will lose Giannis if y'all don't win, and you will get nothing out of it at the same time. Now, you could do a sign and trade. That's a little messy, And we seen them do it with Brogdon, but you can make an argument that they didn't get better doing it with Brogdon, even though they got some assets back that can help them in the future. You're trying to win a championship now, and that's something that's tough to do, especially when you don't have a two-time MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, and you're trying to replace that void. Plus, you haven't even won the title with him winning these accolades. So the Bucks are in a tough situation. It happened so quick. We always talk about the Bucks is almost there. The Bucks are amazing. Now they're in a situation where they can lose it all within the next 3 years. Like 3 years ago, we was like, dang, the Bucks are coming. Now it can all fall down and crash and burn within 3 years. In this up and coming season, we don't even know if Giannis going to sign a supermax. But if he don't and he wants to explore his option, they had 4 years and two, possibly three at the top, but still come home possibly empty-handed with no rings. That's unfortunate, but that's the reality of the game, and that's what they're facing right now. So we'll see how it plays out. We'll see what happens. And at the end of the day, it's going to be an interesting conversation, something to keep checking in on it and seeing until it ends. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description conversation below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description conversation below. Like on Facebook to show support. Not only that, check out my spread shirt. You can buy merchandise on my Facebook page also. That will be in the description. Link will be in the description below. You can change the color of the hats to shirts. You can change the color of the logos. Get the one that fits you. Get the one you like. Message me. I can get it shipped out to you. Not only that, if you're new to the channel, I have over 1,000 videos. I make videos every day, whether it's free agency, trade deadline, playoff predictions, also discussions, top 10 lists, and even free agency. So if you love basketball, you need different topics, you need breakdowns of rookies, players, summer league, whatever you need, I got you covered. Thanks for checking it out. Like, share. That helps the channel grow. I make these videos for free. And I appreciate you guys for watching and enjoying the content. Whatever you feel, let me know in the comment section below. I do read every comment for people that don't know. Other than that, Quinn Wade, I'll be coming to y'all another video on Sunday. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your night. And I'll be back.